Well, hello, my fine furry friends. Dave here. As usual, I got a few ideas or a few tips here in regards to the market. First off, I want to talk about interest rates. Everyone's always concerned about the interest rates. I'm really thinking we're not going to see 2 or 3% rates again. Not in my lifetime anyway. But today, VA and FHA 6.125%, which is really good. It's a lot better than the 8% we were experiencing a few weeks ago. Now, conventional is 6.8 percent, so you might want to consider that. Something else you might, depending on the clientele, young or old. Obviously, the older you are, the more we might look at a reverse mortgage situation, where you can actually have take the equity from your current home, go buy a new home, for instance, and put money in the bank and start receiving a monthly paycheck while the value of your property goes up. Anyway, it's a long story, but if you'd like to get more information on it, give me a call. I'll be glad to help. So that's the interest rate right now. Something I saw that came across the market this morning is the lower interest rates seen in recent weeks have helped boost mortgage applications. I thought that was pretty good. According to the latest data of the Mortgage Bankers Association, the MBA, applications to refinance has jumped 16% from last week and were a massive 90% higher than a year ago. Purchase applications rose 7% from the prior week and were up a little from last year at this time. And all right, just to give you an idea of the market, new listings in the last week. New is 461 new homes on the market or properties because there could be some commercial ones in there. That's up 16 units from a week ago. A decrease in purchase price or asking price is we're at 374 of those. Now that's down 25 units. Sold or which is closed units in the last week, 264. That's actually down 70 units. It's interesting. Active properties, total active properties, that would be commercial as well as residential, is 3,087. That is up 77 units. Single family only that are active, 200, or excuse me, 2,551. That's a positive of 58 units over a week ago. In the county, El Paso County only, active single family, 1,823. And again, that is up 37 units from a week ago. Uh, Colorado Springs specifically, single family homes, 1,326, and that's up 26 units from a week ago. So there's activity on the market that's going on out there. It's that time of year when people are starting to make their changes. So keep that in mind. If you're thinking about getting your home on the market, you might want to get serious, talk to your broker. Me, of course, that'd be a great one to talk to. Speaking of getting ready for the market, here's a couple of items here that I thought I'd jot down. Decluttering the house. It's that time, springtime, everyone wants to get out, start working on the house. You can get a hold of a bunch of people that will do a hauling. If you have things you want to get hauled away, you can probably Google that and get a few people to price them out and see who'll give you the best deal. Hauling trash away. Another one, low cost improvements if you're getting your house ready to go, is obviously painting. That's the cheapest thing. Painting walls that need it, that haven't been painted in a while. Replacing old light fixtures with something new. That's really a plus. It's not expensive to do. Might take a little time to switch out a light fixture, but it's well worth it. Repaint the kitchen cabinets. I know my kitchen cabinets for that, I guess they call it honey look, the honey oak. We repainted everything uh, white. It's a beautiful white cabinet now, and I've had people go, "Gee, did you buy those cabinets?" No, I repainted them. The other thing you'd want to do on that is a lot of the cabinetry, whether it's in the bathroom or the kitchen, is get rid of your old pulls on the cabinet doors and drawers. Get something new and updated. And again, that's a lot cheaper than just a huge remodel on your house, and I think you'll find that to work out well. Clean your yard, rake, mow, have the yard thatched. Something too with all the moisture we have going on, and you could do that in the fall again and recheck that. But caulk all of the seams in your driveway. If you have movement of your concrete slabs or your steps in front porch, get those things caulked, get it nice and clean. It'll show better for a sale. So give you an idea there. Now today we were continuing with our calendar of events. Yes, we're continuing with this. Um, today I'm going to do a little snippet on loans, doing the loans and appraisals. It's a lot of meat in this, but I'm going to try and keep it simple so we're not too long on this video. So the very first one that comes here on our chart is loan application deadline. In today's market, you really should already have done your loan application. Talk to your broker that you're using, get a good lender, and have that already pre-approval letter done. Because if you make an offer on a house, you have no pre-approval, you've not done any of that loan, they're not going to look at you. There's, that's not going to happen. So get that done ahead of time. And then you have loan objection deadline. That would be for the lender again, saying yes, you are approved or not. So if you get that approval ahead of time, um, a lot of time your lenders will do the laptop approval for you, and go that route. Be sure to turn in all your information. It's like when you do your taxes every year, ask the same information, give it all to your lender. Do not try and shortcut because it'll come back to bite you later. I've had clients do that. Oh, gee, I forgot to tell you about my divorce decree. I forgot to tell you about the having to pay for the kids from my ex-wife. No, no, no. Get it all done up front. That way, there's no headache, there's no stress on your part or the lender who's working hard to get that loan done. So anyway, I can't stress that enough. Buyer's credit information. Now, this is for assumptions. If you are assuming somebody's loan, because there will be people now looking to sell their, 2.5 to 3.5% loans if you have enough money to come and buy that equity. But you have to give your information to the seller as well as to the lender, that mortgage company, for them to review. So the lender will review it and give it a thumbs up or a thumb down, and so can the seller on his sole subjection. Yeah, just whatever he feels like. Yeah, not interested. So be careful about that. Now that also works in reverse. The buyer gets to also review the loan information of the existing loan that they're looking to assume. And if they don't like it, they can say no, but they have to put it in writing before the objection deadline or they're stuck with it. So just keep that in mind. It's not real interesting. It can be boring, but it's very, very important. And I just want you to make sure that whoever you use for writing your contracts and walking you through this whole process, that you go line item by line item and make sure that you're taken care of. That's really, really important. So, VA appraisers, that's really an interesting one. Well, appraisals overall. If you are going for a conventional mortgage, and the appraisal comes in right at purchase price, you have no problems. If the appraisal comes in below, you can get on VA, or excuse me, on conventional, you can have a new appraisal done by someone else if you want to pay for that. But you can also negotiate on all of these. On VA, the appraiser does not have to pay attention to the deadlines set in a contract. They're on their own time frame. They're their own entity. And yeah, I'm not real fond of that, but that happens. And so it's really nice when you can have a lender who has an influence over an appraiser to get things done sooner rather than later. I have had a VA appraisal done and a contract and everything else in less than a month, which is really unusual. But again, it just depends on who you're working with. So talk to your broker about that. The other thing too on a VA appraisal is if that appraisal comes in low, then the the lender notifies the agent, the listing broker, hey, you've got so many days. Do you want to provide information to prove why you're asking for this price point? Now, the buyer can say, I will pay what is appraised for, and the seller can accept that, or the seller can stay where he's at and not make the difference, or the buyer can say, all right, I'll pay the difference, and they have to pay it up front. And they have to have no document, of course, with VA for that. So that can be done. Now on FHA, in your contract, in an FHA, you will stipulate that the loan won't go below a certain price point. Then you're stuck if you don't. So again, deadlines are very, very important. So make sure you attend to those. I hope that helps a little bit. Cost of appraisal can be negotiated, by the way, between seller and buyer. Again, it just depends on what you do in your contract. There's so many things. The other thing was an ILC, Improvement Location Certificate. It's like a survey of your property. If you've got a property built in, say, 1983 here in Colorado Springs, there's probably already fence lines and everything set up. You may or may not want to do that. I did have one, for instance, that I did an ILC, and we found out that even though this house was there for a long time, they were on, they were 10 foot over too far on the wrong lot. And the seller was amazed and appalled. So was the neighbor, because then we had to go back to the neighbor and talk to them. It was quite a fiasco to get it all worked out, everything redone. So um, an ILC can cost anywhere from 650 to $950, depending on the lot, where it's at, and the size. If you're on farm and ranch and you have a meets and bounds, that's a full-blown survey. And then you're looking anywhere from 1250 to over $5,000, depending on the size of the lot. Quite considerable. I did find out a company that I have used in the past has gone to doing ILCs on your smaller 20, 10, 20 to 40 acres. And they'll do that from 950 to around 1250. Saves a lot of money. So anyway, those are some other costs that you will incur. So you've got your appraisal cost, your ILC, owner's extended coverage that I mentioned last week. That's cheap. That's only 75 bucks. Well worth it. So there's so many things that are in there. Anyway, thanks a lot for listening. I hope this helps. And again, if you need any information, give me a call. Dave Robbins at Remax Properties. My information is on the website. Thank you.